The Boy Who Didn't Paint the Sun. In a small village by the Narmada River, there lived a boy named Aarav, quiet, observant, and rarely speaking to anyone. He lived with his mother in a humble thatched house behind an old mango grove. His mother, a blind woman, was the only person who truly understood the gentleness in her son's soul, a place where everything was felt through inner light rather than words or images. Aarav studied at the village school. Master Vikram, a retired painter, had taught the children art. Every week, he would assign a simple theme. Harvest fields, a morning at the village market, the forest at dawn. All the students painted a sun, big, round, blazing yellow, raining high in the sky. All except Aarav. For months, he never painted the sun. Instead, he used soft, tender colors to show light emerging in the mother's eyes while washing clothes, in the golden hue across an old wall, or in the slanted shadow of a drifting kite. Though Aarav's technique was excellent, Master Vikram often frowned. "Why don't you paint the sun? Where does light come from, if not the sun?" Aarav simply bowed his head and said nothing. The other children began to mock him. "Aarav doesn't know where light comes from. He probably thinks it grows from the ground." Even Master Vikram started to doubt. Talented, yes, but perhaps he doesn't truly understand art. Then came the spring exhibition. Each student would choose one painting to display to the villagers. Aarav brought a piece titled, "Where the Light Touches My Mother." There was no sun in it, only a mother sitting on the doorstep, quietly mending an old shirt. The source of the light was unseen, yet it gently spilled across her calloused hands, reflected in her blind eyes that held a soft, serene smile. The painting was not dazzling, not striking, but anyone who came near it stopped in silence. A renowned painter happened to visit the exhibition. He stood in front of Aarav's painting for a long time, then finally said, "This child doesn't need to paint the sun, because his light doesn't come from the sky, it comes from gratitude." Master Vikram, hearing this, felt as if awakened from a shallow dream. He approached Aarav gently and asked, "Why have you never painted the sun?" For the first time, Aarav looked up at his teacher, his eyes calm and clear. "Because my mother has never seen the sun, but I want her to feel the light in her own way." In life, we often view the world through eyes that have been trained. The sun is the source of light. The smart ones follow the rules, and anyone who moves against the crowd is easily labeled as foolish or misguided. But the world is not truly lit by the things we can see in the sky. It is lit by quiet kindness, by people who live with depth, by souls who listen more than they speak, and who feel more than they show. Aarav, the boy who didn't paint the sun, didn't avoid it because he didn't know how. He simply chose a different way to feel light. While others used bright colors to illustrate external light, he used gentleness and sincerity to evoke an inner glow. A kind of light his blind mother could still feel, the light of love, of gratitude, of faith without condition. This story offers a quiet reminder. Wisdom doesn't always arrive with loud answers. Sometimes it lives in the silence of the right moment. Those who walk a different path are not always wrong. Perhaps they are simply seeking a way more honest to themselves. And just because our eyes can't see something doesn't mean it isn't there. Some things, like sacrifice, love, and empathy, are invisible. Yet they are what keep the world from going cold. Learn to see life not just with your eyes, but with your heart. Be patient with those who are different. They may be teaching you something no book or logic ever could. And above all, don't be too quick to paint the sun into every picture. Let light find its rightful place in the way it truly deserves. Because sometimes, the most beautiful light is the one you cannot see, but can deeply feel in your heart.